So the next clip you're about to see is Camden opening his big brother gift. I thought it was very important that he get a big brother gift because he's going to be a new big brother and his sister was having her celebration. So the next couple of clips is going to be Camden opening his gift that I bought him for becoming a big brother. He's going to be a new big brother. He's going to have a little sister, and I wanted to make him feel very, very special during this time. Even though it's her day and it was her shower, I still wanted him to feel special.
Alright, it's counting.
So Camden is going to open his big brother gift because he's a big brother. Today is his little sister's Daisy's baby shower. So Camden's going to open his big brother gift. Here, Camden, open your gift.
A gift?
Yep, open it. What's in there?
It's a gift.
Yes, it's a gift. So he got 2 pair of pants.
Wow, Camden.
They're the same, but they're different sizes. So 2
Wow.
pair of pants. So
Wow!
wow! Look at these. So he got those Black Panthers. Even though he already has some, but it's okay. He got these Black Panthers. He got these Black Panthers. And then he got shirts to go with his shorts. So he got 4 shirts. We're going to put the bag right here, okay?
No, it's just gift.
Yes, your gift.
You
Okay, so what? You like this shirt?
No, white.
You don't? It's animals. You don't like elephant?
Yes.
Where's the elephant?
Oh, one here.
Oh my goodness, where's the tiger?
Or here.
Okay, where's the monkey?
Or here.
Yay! Let's show them the shirt. So the shirt looks like this, you guys. And then the next shirt, put that one down. Let's see this one. What's this one, Camden?
What's this?
That's a sea lion.
See
You
light?
like, okay, so this shirt, do you like this one?
Yes, I like it.
You like it a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, this dinosaurs, right?
It is not that store.
Yep, and this shirt looks like this, you guys. And then I got him another shirt, which is my favorite. Look at this, Camden. Look at all those colors.
Color citizen. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
And then you gotta show it to him. Hold it up so they can see. I know. Look at you. You got all big brother stuff. These are your big brother outfits. Here, hold it up with mommy. Wow.
I see it.
You want to see it? Okay.
Wow.
It's cool, right?
Yes, cool.
I
Take
know.
it off. Take it off.
You want to take that off?
Yes.
You like it? Okay. And here's the last shirt. I like this too because Camden looks really, really good in all colors, but I really like him in bright colors, things like that. So I like this orange shirt too. And this is his last little shirt. It stripes. Camden, look at your last shirt. You like it?
No, I don't.
You want to do this one? Okay. This is his favorite shirt. So we both have a favorite.
Can you open this one?
Yes, I'm going to take it off for you. He wants to take the tag off, you guys.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome. Here.
Ow!
Here. Hold this. So, say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I wanted to incorporate Camden's big brother gift into this because he is a big brother. And I think he should get a gift too since she's going to give all these gifts today. I think he should also get a gift because he's going into something new and she's coming into something new. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all. My name is Deanna and mwah, say bye.
Bye.
And this is Daisy Beauty. So as you guys know, if you watched my what's in my hospital bag video, you know that I already had my baby. I'm doing this video right after I just recorded that one, which is why I have on the same headgear and so on and so forth. But I said in that video that I would do a labor and delivery story because my second time going into labor and my laboring and everything was so very different.
in some aspects than the first time when I had my son, and I wanted to share that with you guys, especially during this time. If you're pregnant and you don't know what to expect, I wanted to provide a video to give some insight about kind of what would happen when you initially go to the hospital. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys. So, I had my baby. I had a baby girl. Her name is Daisy. And she's beautiful, adorable. I don't know when I'm going to show her. I don't know when I'm going to do anything. She's not on my social media. Like, I haven't done anything yet. So I don't know when I'm going to do all that, but I did have my baby. I did have a baby girl, and her name is Daisy. So, yeah, let's get into my labor and delivery story. So it started, I had her on a Saturday. It started that Friday. Actually, all of this started really that Sunday or Monday prior to. So Sunday, the Sunday prior, I started having like Braxton Hicks. And then Monday, really Sunday, I was having Braxton Hicks, and I was feeling extremely weak and sick, dehydrated, so on and so forth. Monday comes, I'm completely sick, you guys. I had to call my doctor. I had to get them to give me some medication. I was throwing up. Like, it was horrible. I was getting more and more dehydrated by the second, just completely horrible. So this is Monday. So Monday, I'm still having Braxton Hicks. I'm still feeling sick. I'm still throwing up. I had to call my doctor, get some medicine. I had to get myself back hydrated. I'm not eating at this point because I don't feel good. So I'm extra weak, so on and so forth. It's a mess. It is a mess, girl. Like, I have never felt so bad in my life. I'm not joking. Like, as far as being sick and not having nothing to do with labor, I haven't felt this bad ever. Like, as far as sickness. So, very sick that Sunday, Monday. So, we're gonna keep going through the week. So, Tuesday, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but I'm still feeling weak, and I'm still having Braxton Hicks. Wednesday, same thing, still feeling a little bit sick. I can kind of eat something, some saltines, but I'm still feeling kind of weak. I'm just drinking water, Pedialyte, things like that. If I'm feeling nauseous, just taking a little tablet that you get from the hospital. Thursday, I feel like I'm having contractions. Like, no lie. I'm like, I don't know if these are Braxton Hicks. But I'm going to say they're Braxton Hicks. I'm still having Braxton Hicks. I can eat a little bit, but not too much. Nothing that's too solid. Friday comes around, and all of this time, you guys, I'm working from home. The only day I did not go to work from home, I'm at home, but I'm working, is that Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm working from home. So I'm literally still on my computer. I have to do things, answering emails, doing invoices, so on and so forth, working. So Friday, I am full on having contractions. Friday, I was in labor. I did not know I was in labor. I thought I was still having Braxton Hicks because I had been feeling them all week long. Actually, I had been having Braxton Hicks for a couple of months. They just were not as close as this week. The week that I was going to give birth to my baby, and I was going to be in labor. So, and all of this time, I didn't go to the hospital. Only reason I called my doctor is because I was throwing up, and I could not stop throwing up, nor could I eat or drink anything. Whenever I ate or I drank anything, I would throw it right back up. So, fast forward, we're at Friday. This is the day before I give birth to my daughter. So, we're at Friday, and I am having full-on contractions. I didn't know I was having contractions, but my contractions are literally, okay, at the start of Friday, got up, got ready for work, got on my computer, started working from home virtually, all that good stuff. The start of Friday, my contractions were they were very sporadic. I was having contractions, but that's why I thought they were Braxton Hicks, because I was like, they're a little bit too far apart. My contractions were anywhere from 5 minutes to about 10, 20, even 30 minutes apart sometimes. So I wasn't really having them like that. You know, like back to back where you need to go to the hospital. So I'm like, okay, I'm just having Braxton Hicks. But again, they were hurting though. Like, these contractions were hurting way worse than what I had Monday through Thursday. So Friday, I was like, okay, I don't know. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I gotta get I already have my hospital bag pack. If you haven't watched my what's in my hospital bag video, make sure you go ahead and watch that video. I already have my hospital bag pack, so I'm ready. I'm not stressing nothing. I'm good. Only thing I really needed to do was go to the grocery store and drop some paperwork off at my job. Wasn't able to do either one because since we're in the future now, I was in labor. So, I'm still working, but you guys, I'm in so much pain because like I said, okay, so this is how it kind of started off. It started off at the 30-minute mark. So my contractions were kind of like 30 minutes apart, so on and so forth, 30 minutes, an hour, so on and so forth. But then it started getting closer and closer and closer. So then my mom started timing it. She's like, okay, you having contractions too fast. We about to time this thing. But it were not close enough. If you've never had a baby, your contractions need to be at least 3 to 5 minutes apart for an hour straight before you go to the hospital. If they're not, and you don't have any extenuating circumstances, and you take yourself to that emergency room, they will send you back home in pain. You wasted a trip, you wasted walking, you wasted your time going into that hospital during this pandemic time that we're in. You just wasted your time. So I wasn't trying to waste my time because my hospital is about 15 minutes away from me, 15 to 20 minutes, but it's kind of like downtown, and I don't live in downtown, so I wasn't trying to waste my time going down there, and they was gonna send me home, and I was still gonna incur a doctor's bill. Even though I have insurance, I wasn't trying to do all that. I'm not trying to do all that. But so it was like I got off of work at 4:30, and I was still having contractions. So I didn't go to the hospital or anything like that. I just kind of sat home, sat through it. I went to bed around maybe 10 or 11. I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to go lay down, try to lay down because I don't really know what's wrong with me. But I was still having contractions. At this point, my contractions were about 5 to 10 minutes apart, but they were not happening consistently for an hour. I wasn't having contractions back to back to back for an hour consistently, 5 minutes apart. 3 to 5 minutes apart. It was more like 5 to 10 minutes apart sporadically. So I went and I laid down. So you guys, I don't know what happened while I was asleep. I don't know what was going on with my baby. I don't know. Don't know. So, when I woke up out of my sleep at like 12. I just went to sleep at like 10. I woke up out of my sleep at 12. You guys, I was in so much pain. I had been tossing and turning because my contractions were coming. But by the time 12 came, which would be Saturday at this point. So I'm out of Friday. I'm into Saturday. 12 a.m. I'm having contractions and they are painful. So I'm laying there and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to time my contractions myself before I wake my mom up. So... and my son was in the bed with me. I think, was he? No, he was in the bed with my mom. My son was in the bed with my mom, and I didn't want to go and disturb either one of them at that moment. So I was like, I'm going to time this myself. You guys, every 3 to 5 minutes, I'm not joking, I was having a contraction, and I was in so much pain. I could not even talk. At this point, I didn't know how much I was dilated, which I will get to later in the story. I didn't know how much I was dilated, which was probably why I was in so much pain. So, I'm in pain, and I just laid there for like from 12. I tried to go back to sleep from 12 to about 1:30ish. I laid there by myself. Actually, dang it, I wish I could tell you guys exact timing because I was texting my mom. Every time I was having a contraction, even though she was asleep, I knew she wouldn't hear her phone. So I was texting my mom every time I had a contraction so that way it could be time. Contraction. I was literally texting her, contraction again, contraction. I'm in pain. Contraction, contraction, contraction. I was texting her every single time so it could be timed. So I could have an idea of how long this was happening. Was it happening for an hour? So at this point, it's 12. Going on to 1:30, I wake my mom up because by this point my contractions are coming back to back and they're painful. So I'm like, what the heck? More painful than the rest of this week. And at this point, you guys, I'm still kind of weak. I'm still trying to recover from what happened Monday, me being sick this week, throwing up, not being able to eat anything. So I'm weak.
I'm in pain. I'm sweating because it's so painful. I'm tossing and I'm turning, you guys. I can barely walk. I couldn't even walk. I could barely walk from my room to my mom's room to wake her up because she wasn't answering her phone because she didn't hear it because she was asleep. So I'm like tiptoeing to my mom's room because, again, I'm having contractions every couple of minutes and it's getting close. And I was just like, oh my gosh, my water didn't break. None of that. I'm just having contractions. So I'm having all of these contractions and I'm like, okay. I go and I wake my mom up. I'm waking my mom up. I'm like, Mom, I'm having contractions too close together. And my mom's like, girl, you ain't having contractions too close together. But eventually she gets up because I'm like, Mom, I am in pain. Like, literally, I was not laughing then. I was more like in a crying mood because I was in pain. I'm good with dealing with pain, but you guys, like, the pressure, again, I did not know how far I was dilated. The pressure that I was feeling, I was like, no, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where this baby headed, if it's about to pop out, but that's what it feels like, and I can't do this. So I need to go to the hospital. I called the hospital because I did not want to go to the hospital and they send me home. While I'm on the phone with the lady's like, I think you should come in because you can't even talk to me. Like, because I couldn't talk, you guys. I literally told her, hey, hold on, I'm having a contraction. I could not even talk. Like, I couldn't get the words to come out of my mouth. Like, I was trying hard to talk to her and go through the contraction, but it wasn't happening. So, like, she was like, I think you should just come in. Like, even if you do get sent back home, I think you should come in to see what's going on with you because you can't even talk to me. So, if this is a Braxton Hicks and it's that bad, you still need to come in because something could be wrong. Anywho, I ended up going to the hospital because she was like, you need to come in. So, I get up, put on a dress and some slides, and I go to the hospital by myself, alone. I had my wallet, my phone charger. I didn't even take my bag because I didn't know if they were going to send me home or not, and I didn't want to have to carry that stuff because, again, I was going alone. My mom was staying with my son because, again, you guys, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I've called my dad because the person that I've chosen to be at the hospital with me during this time, labor, delivery, and the stay, is my dad. I chose my dad because the first time my mom was with me when I had my baby, and I thought it was important. I just wanted my dad there. Like, I just wanted my dad to be with me. So I chose my dad to go to the hospital with me. My dad lives 4 hours away from me, you guys. So he has to drive to me because previously he was going to come because I was already sick, but didn't end up, that he was going to come down. Didn't end up coming because I started to kind of feel better, but now he needs to come because I think I'm in labor. So I called my dad at like 1:30-ish. And I'm like, Dad, I'm having contractions. Like, you need to get up, get in the car, and you need to come. Because I don't know if I'm going to the hospital right now, but I don't know if they're going to send me home. But either way, I'm about to have this baby in, like, a couple of days. If I don't have this baby today, I'm about to have this baby in a couple of days. So you need to come on. Okay? So, again, he lives 4 hours away. So, regardless, me calling him at 1:30, the soonest he could have gotten here was 5:30. Me calling him at 2, the soonest he could have gotten here is 6. Because he lives 4 hours away from me. So, I go to the hospital. I go to the emergency room. They drive me up. Actually, I go to the hospital. I stop. They take my temperature, all this extra stuff because of what's going on the outside of the hospital. I'm not at the emergency room. They drive me in a little trolley to the emergency room. At this point, I'm alone. My mom drove me there with my son in the car, but she also had to leave, obviously, because she has my son. My son and her couldn't come. You can only have one person with you in the hospital. One person. That is the same person that's going to be there with you the entirety of the time that you are there. If they leave, they cannot come back. You can't trade places with people. None of that stuff. One person. That's it. One. So I thought it better that my mom stay with my son rather than come with me, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be okay. My son needs someone there to take care of him. So I left my mom with my son, and she left me at the hospital. So you guys, again, I'm in so much pain. So now they're taking me to triage. Triage is where you go to get checked up, get your vitals, all that good stuff, see if you're in labor, blah, 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 see if you need to stay, you need to go, what's up. So that's what triage is. So
I'm in triage right now. She's getting all my information. I didn't know the lady that I had called on the phone was actually one of the nurses that was sitting around. Because again, you guys, it was triage. I don't think they had that many people there. It was like 4 or 5 nurses just like sitting around talking, laughing, all this stuff. The nurse that was sitting in front of me, like directly in front of me in my wheelchair, was the nurse that I had spoke on the phone with. I couldn't even talk to the girl, and she was like, I'm so glad I told you to come in because I think you're in labor. Like, seriously, because you guys, like, I was in the wheelchair, like, standing myself up in the wheelchair because the pressure was so bad. Now, when you go to the hospital during this time, they may have different guidelines and regulations for what you have to do in the hospital. Any tests that you may have to take that are mandatory, any blood being drawn, anything, you need to call the hospital prior to or talk to your OBGYN prior to and find out what the requirements are for your hospital that you're having your baby at. So I'm there. The hospital that I had my baby at, they had to do a whole lot before I could get admitted. A whole lot. And not just taking information from you. They had to do a whole lot more. A lot of testing, a lot of so on and so forth. They had to do a lot. So I'm in triage. They're checking me. I'm dilated. You guys, I'm 5 centimeters dilated. You only have to get to 10 to push. It is about 2, maybe 3 when I'm 5 centimeters dilated, which means all this time that I've been having these contractions since Friday, I have been dilating all of this time. And if my baby is just pushing itself down, because when you're dilating, that's basically what your baby is doing. They are pushing down your canal to get ready for birth. So my baby has been pushing down all of this time, which is why I felt all that pressure. So she checks me, see how far I'm dilated. It hurt. I screamed. Yeah. They're taking blood from me at the same time. They're doing all this stuff because honestly, you guys, my labor is progressing so quickly that they're rushing. They are rushing. Like, they couldn't get blood out of this arm. They went to this arm. Like, they're rushing. I had 3 people in there with me at the same time, asking me questions, asking me things, like, at the same time in one room. I had somebody checking me to see if I'm dilated. I had somebody asking me information about my insurance. And I had one lady doing the other test, taking my blood, doing all of this stuff at the same time. All of these people are in here. They only waited between, like, little tests if I was having, like, a contraction. Other than that, nope. By this point, you guys, my contractions are about 2 minutes apart. Every 2 minutes, I'm having a contraction. Having a contraction. Having a contraction. Okay, so now they're like, I'm like, am I going home? What's going on? Like, y'all doing a whole lot of, and y'all ain't told me if I'm going home yet. Because if I'm going home, I don't want to go through this no more. Just send me home. Like, I don't want to sit here no more. I'd rather be in pain in my bed and in pain and hearing people sticking me and doing all this stuff. And the lady like, girl, you ain't going home. You 5 centimeters. And I'm just like, so that means I'm having a baby today? And she was like, yeah, you're having a baby today. Not like that, but she was like, yeah, girl, you having a baby today. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So you guys, I'm still on the phone with my mom and my dad at this point. And like, yeah. Well, I think I was on the phone with my mom. I had called my mom and I'm like, Mom, I have to stay in the hospital. I'm 5 centimeters dilated. I'm about to have this baby. Yeah, my contraction is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds apart at this point. So I'm about to have this baby. So Mom's like, oh my God, okay, I have to start getting everything ready because at my house, we had everything ready, everything in place, her clothes, everything like that. But again, my mom hadn't kind of waited to put like her bottle warmer together and all her stuff. And she's like, oh my God, I have to get all her stuff put together because you're about to have a baby. You guys, and I was so scared because at this point, if you don't remember from the beginning of the story, I am alone. I don't have my bag. I don't have anything. I have my wallet, my phone charger, my phone. That's it, and my person. And that's it. I don't have anything else with me. Nothing else with me. I don't have anything but myself, and I am alone in this hospital during this whole time, during what's going on. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of scared, but then I'm not scared. I'm not scared because to have the baby, I just wanted somebody there with me in case anything happened, because I know myself. During my labor, I had extremely low iron, like deathly low iron. Like, if I have my baby, with that low iron, I could die. I could need a blood transfusion. Like, I had like low iron, and you guys, I was trying to take iron pills. I was trying to eat green foods, like, and it just was not spiking and going back up. Like, it was low. Like, I was weak, dizzy every day. Like, it was a lot. And during this whole time, again, I was working. You know, I've been working the whole time. But yeah, you guys. But anywho, in triage, got all this stuff. I'm 5 centimeters dilated. She's like, girl, you ain't going home. You about to have a baby. I'm like, okay, cool. And so they have to wait for a room for me. So I'm in this room while I'm waiting, and I'm still having contractions. So I'm guessing about the time that I'm in this room is like about an hour, hour and a half. And then they transport me to the room where I'm going to have my baby, which is my labor and delivery room. So I'm laboring, and at this point, I think it's around like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It's around like 4 o'clock in the morning. I 2 to 4, I dilated 2 centimeters, with my contractions being about 2 minutes and 30 seconds apart. So at this point, by the time they get me to the room, they had already ordered my epidural, because they asked me, that was one of the questions they asked me in triage, if I wanted an epidural. I said yes, because I was in pain and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it anymore. After about 7 centimeters, I was going to be done. So I told them to go ahead and order my epidural. With my son, I also had an epidural, but I got to 7 centimeters with my son, which is why I said after about 7 centimeters, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. This labor this contraction portion was extremely more painful than the one with my son. By the time when I was with my son, I could kind of cope with it. I just breathe and did it. You know, it was painful, but this one was like way more painful than with my son. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this after about 7 centimeters, because I need y'all to hurry up and order my epidural, because I need it. I need it. Give it all to me. So by this time, I'm in there. I was in there for about 30 minutes, and then the lady came and gave me my epidural. My epidural process took about maybe 5 to 10 minutes for her to give me, the anesthesiologist, to give me the epidural. When they didn't check me again, because I was screaming when they checked me the first time, because I don't think it would have hurt as much if they checked how much I was dilated if my baby was not so far down. My baby was extremely far, like my baby was trying to come out, and I was only 5 centimeters dilated. So she literally touched my baby's head when she checked me. That's what was going on in my body. So she touched my baby's head. She told me, well, she actually whispered it to another nurse, because I don't think she wanted to alarm me because I was in so much pain. She was like, you guys, we need to hurry. I literally just touched her baby's head. Like, we need to get it together, or she's having this baby in triage. So I got to the room. After that, they transported me to another room. Okay, so I'm in the other room now. I'm in my labor and delivery room. They're getting everything set up. The nurse that I had was extremely nice, you guys. I was by myself, granted alone. It was raining, which is really soothing for me, you guys. So I loved it. It was thundering and lightning. She kept it super dark in the room with me so I can be very calm, you guys. She massaged my back for me. She was trying to help me the best that she could, which is what nurses are there for, but she truly went above and beyond for me, and I'm so grateful for her and all the other nurses that were there with me, but especially for her, because she truly attempted to do the best that she could at helping me. She stayed in the room with me the entire time up until I pushed and I had my baby. Like, she was there. She was just there filling out paperwork, making sure I was okay, making sure I wasn't completely alone, trying to massage me, pushing pressure points to see if that helped me get through the pain. Because, you guys, I was in a lot of pain. And not only was I in a lot of pain, my baby's oxygen was getting lower, and they had me switching from side to side, back up, doing this, ball in between my legs, things so she was really trying to help me the best that she could. So at this point, I'm about 7 centimeters dilated. I get my epidural before they check me again, because they didn't want me to be in any more pain. So, any more pain than I was already in.
So I'm at 7 centimeters at this point, but I don't know it. So I get my epidural. That took about 5 to 10 minutes. And then about 30 minutes later, the doctor, actually the midwife who I'm delivering with, because I delivered with a midwife, the midwife who I delivered with came in and checked me about 30 minutes later. So at this point, you guys, it's about 5, maybe 5:30. I wasn't really paying attention to the clock. This is all off my memory, you guys. So it's about 5 or 5:30 at this point. She's like, you're 7 centimeters dilated. I was like, oh my gosh. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna come back in about an hour. Because you guys, when she came in and checked me and I was 7 centimeters dilated, she's like, I leave in an hour and 30 minutes. So if I'm gonna deliver this baby, it has to be within the next hour and 30 minutes because I'm about to leave. You guys, like at 7. She's leaving at 7. So it had to be like 5:30 because she said she was gonna leave around 6:57. So I'm dilating. So the nurse is still in there. She left, and the nurse is still in there with me, asking me if I need anything. You guys, I'm going from side to side. So at this point, I think I had went for my left, my back, and my right at least one time each. And it's like 6:40 at this point. You guys, when she came back to check me, like the nurse, a nurse came and checked me. When the nurse came and checked me, I went from 7 to 10 in that hour time frame. I was about to have my baby at 6:40. She's leaving the hospital. They're literally calling her on the walkie-talkie. She's like, yeah, I'm downstairs putting on my jacket. And they're like, no, she's ready. She's about to have this baby. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm coming. I can hear her on the walkie-talkie. She's like, I'm coming. So she comes, she breaks my water because you guys, this whole time, I think she broke my water like the first time she came, actually. She broke my water. And to get the process going, she came in and she broke my water. So my water's broken. My water did not break either time I was in labor. So I've never experienced what it feels like for my water to break. So I don't know what to tell you guys about that. But she broke my water the first time she came. So when she told me she was about to leave, the midwife, that's when she broke my water. So that was around like 5:30, 5:45. And then from that time to about 6:40, I say 6:35, they had called her and she was like getting her stuff ready, about to go, even though she said about 7-ish. She was just getting her stuff ready. You know, like everybody do. She's ready to go home. She probably been there for a long time, delivering these babies all day, helping, doing all other type of stuff. You know, she ready to go. So she's like, okay, I'm coming. By the time she gets from not putting her jacket on and doing what she's about to do to leave to my room, I'm ready to push. You guys, I had an epidural, but through both of my epidurals, I could first still feel contractions, and the pressure was still there, and the pressure was just, like, by the time I was about to push, the pressure was like pressure. Like, I was ready to push. Like, I was literally pushing before she got there. I was trying to push, like, push, because that's the only thing that relieves it for you. It's pushing. It's the only thing that relieves that pressure that you're feeling. So they're like, oh my God, she's about to have her baby, like, for real. So they're sitting my bed all the way up so that gravity can help bring this baby down. Because again, I'm still feeling this stuff. So a little bit, not as much as I was before, but I'm still definitely knowing when I'm having contractions and when I'm not. So I go ahead and I'm sitting up right now at this point. I'm not on my side or left or right or like laying straight on my back. I'm sitting up. And the reason they were doing that with the epidural is because I had an epidural. And my baby's, again, oxygen level was dropping. So they didn't want it to drop too low. So they were trying to move me to keep it stable, so that I could go ahead and have my baby vaginally, and they didn't have to do any emergency C-section or anything like that. So by the time my midwife got to me, I'm ready to push, and she's putting on her stuff. Like, she's ready. She's trying to put on her stuff because she needed to deliver a baby. Straight up, she got to deliver a baby. So, I'm ready to push. You guys, by this point, it's about 6:40. At 6:50, I had my baby. No, it's about 6:45. Because I only pushed for about 5 minutes. I pushed like 3 times, and then my baby was out. I pushed 3, maybe 4 times, and my baby was out. My baby girl was out. She was out. She was out. So I pushed for like 5 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and my baby was out. I had my daughter at 6:50 a.m. I'm still alone at this point. My dad's not there yet. He's not there yet. He's super close. He's still driving almost to my house to get my bag that I didn't have, you guys. My labor and my hospital bag that I did not have with me because I did not know if I was going to stay in the hospital or not. And my mom was going back home anyway, so it wouldn't have been helpful. And if anybody were there with me, I could not have left my bag in the car is what I'm saying, because you can't leave the hospital. And when I mean you cannot, once whoever comes in there, they cannot leave until it's time for you guys to go. Not even to go and walk down the hallways or go to vending machines or anything like that. My dad was not able to leave the room at all. They literally brought him food 3 meals a day. There was a bathroom in my room. There was a shower in my room. They asked him if he needed stuff. He was not able to leave the room, period. Period. At all. If he left the room, he was leaving the hospital. Unless they had to do something with me, and then they brought that little curtain around. But if that curtain wasn't big enough, or it wasn't like, if the curtain basically wasn't big enough, then they told him to go outside of the room and stand, so I wasn't like exposing myself or anything like that. But my dad did get there like at 7 something, so he got there maybe like 7:20 ish. He got there, so he was able to go into the labor and delivery room with me. He came after I had her. He got there after I had her, and then we got transported to the room in which I stayed. I only stayed at the hospital for a day, you guys. So I went that Saturday. I got there Saturday. I stayed Saturday and had my baby Saturday. Sunday, I went home. I was home by Monday. I went home the next day. So I stayed Saturday. No. I stayed Saturday, the entire Saturday, because again, I had my baby early in the morning, so it feels like a whole day, because it is. I stayed Saturday, and I stayed Sunday until I was able to leave. So I left and I got home at like 3 p.m. Sunday. So they didn't let me stay in the hospital that long, like at all. They were ready. They made sure I was okay, but they wanted me to go ahead and go as well, because they don't want you to get exposed. They don't want your baby to get exposed. They don't want you to be there too long if you don't have to be there too long. They do ask you, my hospital did, my nurses, if I was okay with going home. Before you go home, there are certain things that need to happen. You're going to need to have a bowel movement. You're going to need to urinate. Your baby's going to need to urinate, and your baby's going to need to have a bowel movement. All of that happened for me, so they were okay with letting me go. My iron levels also went up as well after I had my baby. What that means is my baby was drawing a lot of energy from me, which is why I was very weak during my pregnancy. I was very lightheaded because my baby was taking so much energy from me and so much of my vitamins and my nutrients that it was literally draining me. So after I had my baby, my levels went back up. So yeah, that's about how that happened. I had my baby alone. I cut her umbilical cord. And then after that, my dad came with me, and he stayed with me in the entire rest of that day and the day I was in the hospital, and then he drove me home and all of those good things. My hospital did provide a car seat, so I didn't have to buy a car seat. My hospital provided a car seat. And if you need to know what you need to take to the hospital, again, go down, it'll be in the description box down below, and watch my what's in my hospital bag video, and I'll be able to let you know what you need and what you don't need to take to the hospital with you, which is very informative and very important to me, because during this time you're very unsure of what's going to happen if you're pregnant and you go into the hospital, especially if you're going alone like I did. So I think it's very important. If you guys have any questions for me, don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, tuning into me. Don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to give someone your smile today. Again, if you have any questions, anything for me about having a baby, this is my second baby, so I feel like I kind of know what's going on at this point. But if you have any questions about any mom advice or any labor and delivery advice or any advice after you have your baby, just go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I answer basically all my comments and I'll try to reply back to everybody. But yeah, you guys, thank you again for tuning into this video. Don't forget to give someone your smile today, and I love you guys.